Cool. Hey, Mark. Cool. Hey, Mark. So check this out. This is I just exported this through the new. Hey, I just exported this through the new with the new Crabland, and let me know if the music is too loud. So so yeah, this is how the materials came out, which is perfect. I mean, um, I kind of like it that you don't have to like do that whole long naming thing. Um, and apparently, the order that for the IDs that they're gonna be in. So this is first of all, this is how I guess it's top to bottom for the order of how they're gonna be in here. So so you know what? That was my problem with my original model. Let me just open that up and I'll show you. I think that's the issue that I ran into. So let me see where that thing was. There we go. So, actually not. Apparently these got updated, or maybe I've updated them. But yeah, it wasn't that. I'm gonna open a different one just to see. But yeah, I'll definitely save some time. Uh, but the thing, so it definitely looks good in here once you create a new object and bring it in. Um, so this is how the proxy should look. So if you turn on proxies, see, that's what a primitive looks like. And some of the problem with this is that it's gonna work good for walls. So like if you look at these warehouses that I have here, see this is a primitive. This is like the lowest impact that it can have. If you look at this thing here, this is pretty bad. Like that's why it turns red. This Crytek asset. Like see how it just flashes red? Um, that's um, that's probably what you're getting if you're looking at the proxies. So for this one particular asset, I'm not sure. I guess it does have a proxy, but it's not just Fizz default on the materials. But for example, you don't need this here to be proxy, right? Oh, so if your assets don't, then that's totally fine. But like this is an example of overdoing the proxy as far as I see it. Um, I mean, they could have easily just one block for this as far as the proxy goes. So, but I guess that's how they went with it. You know what? Actually, if you want, let's try. If you have time, yeah, if you have time, let me just export this because I want to try this myself. I'm gonna export this object and see if I can do it in Blender. Hopefully that can happen. And let's see, where did that go? So it's this thing here. It I've had some issues with importing objects from after I exported them from. I guess it worked kind of. There we go. And sizing is completely off the charts. I think this one's done with Maya because Maya has like the axis reversed somehow, which is weird. So let me get this down to a more manageable size. It's probably still too big. Yeah, so the thing is you added the proxy, you know, so that's extra geometry. But this is here, this is how I do the proxy. So I just get it. So right now, let's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna export this. Let me do an Alt J. So we've just got quads. Alright, so there's some shading issues on the top. That's fine. Maybe that's how they wanted it. Alright. So there is no proxy right now, but I'm gonna export it without the proxy. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know if it got exported. Who knows why? I don't know what happened there. So yeah, let me export this real quick, and we'll see how it compares to the other one. Um, I guess it's gonna be in test. So I'm gonna do materials, and I'm gonna bring this new thing in. There we go. It's right there. It's kind of big. So let me just make this smaller. So see, right now it happens, it looks the same, right? So let me update these to be fizz none and fizz none. Alright, so let's try this again. So there you go. See, there's that. I think this is what they did wrong. When they exported them, even though they have a proxy, these are probably still set as fizz default. So I'm guessing that's where things went bad. But let's. I'm gonna do the proxies for this as what you might call it as primitives. So let me go ahead. I'll do that. Where is it? This was just me playing around. Right here. All right. So let's look at this and see what's the simplest way to do it. So this is what I meant by adding the cubes, you know, because it has to be a cube to be a primitive. So for this pylon here, this would be enough. I guess that thing is tilted. Huh. All right. So I'm gonna add this to the same export node, water tank. and hopefully it doesn't break as far as where the position of the thing is. So I'm gonna add a proxy to this, and I'll call it proxy underscore box proxy fizz proxy no draw. Well, so that's the thing. You don't necessarily have to. Like, you've seen how I did this here, this building? Well, actually, this is made out of multiples of these. So there's multiple of these primitives. Yeah, the new naming is really nice, and you know, having characters now is even nicer. So let me go ahead and oh, come on, forgot to save this here. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do it this way because it actually works really nice. CryBlend, add physics proxy box, and I guess I need to select that. Come on, error message. Yeah, let me see. I don't know why I got that. There we go. So now I got a physics proxy that's a primitive, but it encompasses this whole object. So what I'll do, I'll just export it like that. And so the thing about it also, as far as if you're wondering how this gets named, it gets named based on the, hold on a second. So it gets named based on the mesh name. So this one's called water tank 1. So that's why it gets named like that. Alright, so let's go ahead. Oh, before I do that, the scale is still something that I need to apply. Rotation and scale. Alright, so exporting this. I don't need to do. I probably need to do materials again. Alright, so let's see this. Let's see how this turns out. I normally just delete these to reload. So there you go. Now you have, wow, the new way that it works awesome. So this is what I meant by a primitive. Right now there's, and let's see if turning on, I don't know if this is gonna show much, but well, it actually does. Like, see, this one has 8 draw calls, this one has 7. So I think it's slightly better. I mean, consider when you have a building like this one here, having your walls made like this. But this is just part of it. I mean, this is kind of, it's not an exact proxy for this, so if you want to get a little bit more exact with it, and this is what I intend on doing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going inside of this mesh, which is the proxy, and let's do, well, because they're not primitives, they're not seen as primitives. So let me show you what I do when I have like a, you know, maybe a building, or, you know, with a door, something like that. So let me scale this down, and I'll scale it down so it's actually just this column in here. Alright, so there we go. We have the column. And let me export it just one more time to make sure that it's still good. I don't need to do materials. Alright, so let's delete. Alright, so there we go. Now the proxy, the one that we currently have, Yeah, definitely. I can have a look at it. All right. So getting back to this. So I have the proxy for this section here. So now check this out. If I go in here and I want to do the proxy for the legs, right? So I'm just gonna go grab this and copy it where the legs are. So I'll just go into top view, Shift D, move it here, and I'm just gonna let me turn this on. I'm gonna scale it like so. I think that encompasses it pretty good as far as when you collide with it. Alright, so now the thing about it is this mesh is not a box anymore. So if I go and export it, so export the game again. So now we're probably going to see some triangulation happening. Or this takes the whole thing, see? Like, cuz it considers it a box, right? So I've tried using planes, but if you think of a wall, you have an inside and an outside. So the way I do it for these buildings is one of these boxes that has inside and outside. So, if you have a plane, it's only going to cover one of the walls. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so back to our problem here. Um, so what I need to do for this is split those two. So if I go and separate this, let's see how that works. Yeah, for a wall that has one side, I would think that might do it. Like I said, I'm not sure if there's a primitive for that. Um, yeah, I don't know. Alright, so there we go. Now you have um, two proxies here that are, um, basically they're primitives. Yeah, so the default plane is going to get triangulated, which is probably not bad. Um, but I haven't done as much with it as I would like to. Yeah, for stairs too. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, this method that I'm doing here, it's probably a little bit too much for one of these assets. So you're probably good with doing a more exact proxy like this. It's probably totally fine. And yeah, but so for example, like some of the assets that I made yesterday, um, so a lot of it depends on the shape of the object. So it's not something that you get really too constrained by. But for example, this ladder that I had, you can't really do a box on it because it's not as wide at the top that is at the bottom. So I had to do this trapeze looking thing, and so um, it's still well, yeah. I hope it will in the long run. But for example, um, this post, right? And so this is a good example here. And let me bring some light in because it's where is it here? So for example, this drainage pipe, right? This is the way the support post should be all as well. I don't know. I think maybe after the new export, it got messed up like that. That could have been it. But see how this one is just primitives. There's like a primitive that for the straight part of the like let me turn it off. So um, there's a primitive for the straight part here, and there's another one for this part here. Because I don't need this to be, you know, like a cylinder type thing anyways. I mean, as far as you hitting it, it's only going to be in those spots. So, so having it done like this is plenty. The same goes for this tool cart, right? I mean, you're not going to be able to do, you know, hide under it or, you know, do anything for that. So that's plenty of space like that. The same goes for the stool. Um, it's and with CryBlend, you know, like I've shown you, it's really easy to just right click, you know, and add proxy. And if you have a simple object like this, it's it's super easy to just add it and export it. Like for example, this chair actually, I have to do it a little better, like I did for this one here, because I mean it's um, you know, if you knock it over or something, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that much into it, you know, as far as making these physical entities. They're not they're not difficult to make by, you know, they're really easy to make. But this chair's proxy right now is just a box, and it should be more like this. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, so it's totally up to you, and you know, whenever you create the assets, how much you want to get into the physics, and if that thing is going to be like a movable object. Like for example, um, let's do this tool as a physical entity. So, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's see. I think it was basic entity. So I'll do this tool for this. Let me see where we're at with that. Chairs, benches, stool. All right, so there we go. Right now, this is yeah. No, I mean, if you're talking about the chair, then yeah, definitely this one is conforming to the shape pretty well. But for example, this stool is a box, so it's gonna look kind of bad. Let me take a look at this. I'm gonna make it a 10, and so let's try this out. So right now, if I like shoot it, see it just like slides across the floor. So it is acting like a box, and not like if I was to tilt it, right? Like so. Um, so see, it just like slides across the floor instead of rolling or something. So so if I was to actually let me do I'm gonna save that later. But let me open that stool and add a proper proxy to it. Let's see, where do I have that? Where props? And oh no, it's actually in buildings, gas station, stool. There we go. All right, so see, like in here, the proxy is just a box. So what I'm wondering, I haven't tried this yet, is if I can add a cylinder. I guess it still looks the same, so I don't know if this is gonna do anything, to be honest with you. Because I mean, it still looks like a box, even though this is cylinder. So I'm not sure. Let me try and export this and see if anything happens. Alright, so let's go into brush. I guess it didn't get exported. Cylinder proxy, and this is material. Oh, sorry. No, so for this one it needs to be physic proxy no draw. The actual stool, this one needs to be uh, phys none. Yeah, but that's what I meant. So there you go. We have it as physics proxy none. But the problem with the export was that I didn't apply the scale. So I need to apply the rotation and scale. So now let's try and do the export again. And let's see if adding that as a cylinder did anything. Though I kinda doubt it. I think it's still gonna be looking like a box. So let's turn on proxy. Oh no! That is actually a cylinder. Look at that. Yeah, it definitely it was definitely random. But see, this is super cool, man. I mean, I don't know if Max or Maya does this, but check that out. This is it's a cylinder right now. So let's actually do something with it. Let's see if it rolls. Um, I'm gonna replace this thing with the new stool. So let's do that. So, well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing about it. It's a primitive, so it doesn't really matter. Uh, I searched Blender and here I am. Uh, yeah, you know what? I mean, they've done amazing work on this. So, starting from I can't remember his name, the originator of Cryblend, and on to Daniel. This is pretty awesome. Okay, so let me replace this with my stool. There we go. Now let's take a look at this and see if it, look at that. It rolls, it rolls. Look at that, how it rolls. And is it gonna stop? Is it gonna stop? Come on, stop at the table at least. There it goes. So yeah, that is pretty damn cool. Yeah, so hopefully, let's see if it stops at the chair. There we go, it did. Perfect. And let me check on the material just to make sure that it got exported properly. Oh, I need to do the actual stool. Yeah, so the materials got exported just like I was expecting. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm not sure if you can how you can do that. Let's because this being a primitive, it's gonna be probably as smooth as a cylinder can be. So so yeah, I'm kind of thinking if I do. You know, if say, yeah, but then if you do it that way, what's gonna happen? It's gonna make it it's gonna triangulate that proxy, so it's not gonna be a primitive anymore. But in this case, this is a perfect primitive. But you know what? Let me do this. What I'll do is I'll duplicate these guys, and and I'll export it like that and see if it's any uptick in the draw calls or anything like that. So I'll just delete this. I'll assign this to a new. Um, I'll do a stool test, so or stool 2. Um, and now let's add a cylinder and call this maybe 8 vertices like that. I'm going to scale it down. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. Alright, so that's a little bit of a different proxy for this. Probably not as exact, but hopefully, I mean, it shouldn't roll as much. I mean, one of the problems is that it's definitely going to roll just once, so let me add a couple of edge loops in here and make it a little bit more round. So, if you haven't used this before, this is a pretty cool thing. It's called checker deselect. So now I can just go and make it round. So there it is. Checker deselect. I've used this plenty of times. You know, for cloth, for this kind of edge select thing, it's really useful. Okay, so now this I want to make this the proxy. So I will add this to stool 2 as well. Let me apply rotation and scale. And what I need to do is actually join these two so it gets the same origin. And now I can separate them. So this is going to have stool. Oh, let's use this. I'm wondering if it's going to work. Alright, so let's go ahead and I'll export this to game, to tests. Don't need to do materials. Let's see if I have both of them in there. Alright, so there's stool and stool 2. Okay. Let's look at the proxies. Yeah, so I can't tell, but it's the same. Yeah, it's the same no matter what. I guess it's the naming convention. So for this one, let me try and remove some of these. And see if it changes that cylinder. It'd be really nice if it did. You know, that way you can have different types of cylinders for, you know, maybe something that's not as round, you know, or you don't expect it to roll as much. Okay, so let's export the game. Yeah, let me try this out first. Let me see if it's oh, look at that. But see, this is what happens. It gets starts getting triangulated. So even though I kept the same naming convention, it even if I still call it cylinder proxy, it still exported and it triangulated the mesh. So I expect this to not roll at all. Um, yeah, so let's look at the draw calls. So yeah, so look at that. Actually, hold on one second. I'm not sure if I'm missing something. I mean, it can be double. Let me just apply the right material for this. Oh, what happened is with this new setup, apparently the proxy is ID 1 and the stool is ID 2. So so let me do this real quick. This is what happened to my thing as well. So with that support post. Alright, so now that we have the material on it, yeah, so look at that. It actually has doubled uh, the polygon count. You know, I don't know why, but nope, sorry. It's something weird that's happening with this basic entity, but it looks to be about this. It looks to be the same. You know, the one that has the primitive, which probably is going to give you some more exact type of roll on the floor kind of thing, and the one that has your regular. So it didn't do anything to this asset. Yeah, um, indeed. But I would definitely not keep this. I mean, this is probably if you can't knock it over. So if you say you run into this stool, it just sits there and it doesn't move. This would be um, this this would be good to use if say you run into like that one of those fire hydrants that I have. This something like this would be perfect. I mean, I'm using a box and the box primitive. That's that's plenty. Um, but I'm thinking for if I make this a basic entity, something that you can if you run into it, you're gonna knock over and it's gonna roll. Then then I might do it like this. But like you mentioned, I think it's rolling a little bit too much. so so let me try and see if I can do this a little bit more. Um, get a little bit more out of this. So I'm gonna do this like that, and let me export this and see if it updates. Okay, so that updated nicely with it's all the way up to the legs there. Um, and I guess what I can do actually, it's undo this and make it start from here and then edit that proxy. So I'll export this as well. Because at least this proxy is more exact to the size. I mean, this one is really wide if you look at it from the top. This one's really wide for this seat. This one is more in to this to true to size. So I guess if you get more than how many do I have here? Uh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. There's 16. So I guess once you get to 16, it's gonna turn it into a cylinder primitive to begin with. But if I'm to bring this up to say about here, what I want to do now is add a box proxy for the legs. So hopefully it's gonna run into the legs and kind of just flop around a little bit and stop rotating is what I'm hoping. So let's do add a box. We'll see if this works. I've actually, this is first time doing it, so trying this thing. Yeah, we'll see if it works. I mean, I'm curious to see if it works as well. So let's do. All right, so I got one piece. Let's see if it's if it updates the model or if it just breaks it. I guess it didn't like that. Yeah, it did not like that apparently. Yeah, it'd definitely be something that I'd like to take a look at and see. I mean, not that I mean, if you look at this seat, it's definitely gonna roll because the legs do not go outside of. I mean, they kind of do a little bit outside of the circle. So yeah, if you really want proper collisions for this, you'd have to triangulate it. And I mean, again, this is a simple asset. It's sitting inside inside a structure at all times, so it's not like it's a really high rendering distance. So I can splurge, let's say, and try and make it more exact. So if I was to do it like so. So there we go. That's uh, more of a proxy that's fitting to it. And I'm gonna remove this because I don't need it. And I'm gonna remove this. It's just gonna be a proxy now. And let's export the game and see if we get something out of this. Alright, so there we go. As far as the draw calls, it seems to be at the same number. Oh, you know what? It definitely can be, yeah, for sure. But right now it's pretty low, so right now it's what 16. So let's see if it actually act better. Let me turn off the proxy, and I think this one I can update it as well. I don't know if it's the same one. No, it isn't. I'll copy this basic entity here and replace it with the other stool. No, it's definitely not. It's you know, it's nothing bad. What is bad is when you see red. So when you see red on the mesh, it means that the proxy is, you know, it's something bad happening to it. So now that I have this in here, let's turn off proxy, and let me run into it a little bit. There you go. So it rolls a little bit, but it definitely stops. You know, it stops a lot sooner. Yeah, see, it still rolls, but it doesn't roll like it's a freaking ball. Whoa, where did that go? I lost my stool. Yeah, I think it does. Like compared to which one was it? Compared to this one, which I mean, it's still fine, but I lost me second stool. I guess that one doesn't have any proxies. But yeah, I think it's definitely more natural for it to stop a little quicker. I mean, this thing, look at this thing. This thing keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. Yeah, you know what? I'm not entirely sure what makes it red, but I just know that it's bad. Like you don't want to see that. Like in in the case of this, you don't want to see red in the proxy. So you know you can have it triangulated or whatever, but you don't want to see red. Um, so so yeah, Mark. The other thing that we did yesterday was setting up these viz areas, and this was a pretty, you know, this building was a little bit more complicated because it has a few bends in it. You know, like the viz area goes in and out and in and out, and you know around it, and then in and out again. So you know, before I was kind of against viz areas and such, but now I'm like a huge advocate, so to speak, of them because they do help tremendously with lighting. So as you can see, the interior lighting when you use a viz area is, I to me, it seems a lot more realistic, and and it helps. It helps a lot. Yeah, well, I mean, we did it in the stream, so I felt that you know it might help you. Yeah, it's the lighting is just superb, you know, and having um, having the portals and the viz area is what helps it. It's probably like I haven't tried it without it, but um, it definitely helps. And that setting I was telling you about with where you have portals deform and portals inject. Um, if you turn down the portals inject, you see it takes away some of the lighting, you know, some of the bounce light, I believe, if you bring it down to zero. And sometimes it doesn't update properly, so um, But the problem that we were seeing in that house, I believe, was due to this portal's deform. So if I turn this all the way up, you can see like how this changes when you move the camera around. Hopefully you can see it on the screen of on your screen. Um, so portal's deform is something that I'm not gonna use because it's just kind of I mean it's deforming the light, so it definitely looks weird. Um, like especially when I don't know how exactly where the camera is supposed to be pointing, but but you can tell, you know, like around here, for example, uh, when you have this up, like what's up with this black spot, you know, like this dark area here, and then see it switches depending on how you rotate the camera, or you know probably where the light is pointing from. So this one's gonna stay at 0. I don't care about it, but I'm definitely gonna use the portals inject. The injection multiplier, I like it. Yeah, it's weird. So for the injection multiplier, I like it at 12. If I bring it down, you know, it's there's not going to be as much light injected into here where you'd expect for bounce light to happen. I'm sorry. Let's say call it to 4. I mean, at 4, it's kind of okay, but for me, 12 seemed to be the a good number, and you know, it's getting this light in here, and you know around here, so as well as in here. I don't know if you know setting it to 8. See, actually at 8, it's actually it's not helping. So so 12 is probably going to be the number. Yeah, I mean it's good for everybody. You know, that's the way I see it. It's you know, first having this lighting that I don't need to do baking and you know waste my time with that, because it would have been, whoa, I don't want to do that. It would have been, you know, kind of nightmare to set up the lights for these buildings and such. And so now just having this, you know, do it by itself, um, you know, I can't be any happier with it. Yeah, it definitely does, definitely does, and I'm really excited about it. And you know having character export through CryBlend now, it's you know you're gonna be able to say Maya what, 3D Max who, you know, stuff like that. So it's so yeah, I'm gonna keep my my $4,000. Thank you so much. Like you've seen that article recently that Autodesk got rid of close to 1,000 people. They restructured. So you know they should restructure their pricing, and maybe they'll get more people to use it or something. But but yeah, hopefully let's. I'm hoping for the best. You know of what's to come. You know, um, and yeah, hopefully they're gonna set up the donation on the CryBlend side so I can you know I can throw my wallet at them, because yeah, they've done a lot of work, and Daniel, you know, he's done a ton of work for that. So, but hey, Mark, and everybody else that actually stopped by this impromptu stream. Hopefully you got something out of it. I mean, I know I did. I got to try a couple of things with this. Been trying to learn 3D Max. Yeah, you know what? Once you get down the shortcuts, and you know, a lot of people complain about the shortcuts in 3D Max. I mean, 3D Max in Blender. But once you get those down, you know, there's nothing that's faster. Batu, yes, I am. So far, I am on my own. Great stream out of nowhere. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's you know, we had some people stop by, and that's good. Hopefully, everybody liked what they saw. They got something out of it. Um, oh, and one last thing that I wanted to mention, Mark, something that I've been starting to use quite heavily is blend layers. So if you look at this building here, um, I can show you quickly before we end the material. So you see how this is a decal, but you see how this wear at the bottom happens. So what I did, this is the material for the walls. So what I did, I created this blend mask, and I can make it a little bigger so you can see it. Come on. Thought it was, oh, was it space? There we go. So it's a poorly made, a very poorly made um, blend mask, but it helps add that you know, that extra dirt at the bottom. So the the better blend mask that I have is actually this one here. Um, I actually made this blend mask from that material that I just showed you. If you look at the grunge wear on this, it's the same as those walls. So it's like this one here. So I hope, sorry, it was too big. But if you can tell from this one, this wall material, it has the same thing around here. So I created that blend map from that, and I think it blends in a little better than what I had before, which was pretty much a straight line. Yeah, exactly. And you can get, you know, this where they can you know, so you have this painted layer of brick. Hey, thank you, Batu. Yeah, it definitely is. You know, it's game engines are pretty awesome. You know, it's some nice piece of engineering. Um, so yeah, doing it with and I guess I'm seeing a couple of the issues that I might be getting from having that um, injection multiplier set so high. So I might need to tune it down a little bit. Um, or either bring down the minimum node size, or we'll probably bring this down. It's gonna help with this light leakage. So it's something to look at. Hopefully I can improve that. But alright, so I will call it quits for tonight, and again, impromptu stream, but some people stop by. Real-time rendering, it definitely is. Definitely is. And it's only going to improve. Hopefully they keep throwing money at it. So, thanks guys for stopping by. Um, Mark, I hope that helped out with the proxies. I know it helped me out practicing a little bit with that stool. Now I can like throw a bar in this garage. All right, yeah. You guys have a good night as well. Hey, Batu, it's complicated at first, you know, but if you do invest some time into it and you like it, then you know you'll get the you'll understand how it works and all. So, all right, guys, I am signing out. You take care. Have a good night, good day, good evening, good morning, whatever And we'll see you soon, probably on same time Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, we'll see you guys soon.